Welcome back, live from Jess King's World. On my hip hop ish, we present to you Dope Read. Dope Read is a segment where we discuss books that you need to be up on, books that provoke your mind, provoke thought, and provoke yourself to be your better self. Right now, we are speaking on books from the hip hop community. We're definitely going to start there. Right now, we are still on 2 Chainz book, which is called The Voice in Your Head is God. Right now, we are on chapter 7. If you are new here, make sure you go back and read chapters 1 through 6 to find out exactly what's going on in the story of this book. You can go right to our channel and select Dope Read, and you will see chapters 1 through 6 already available for you. But we're about to jump into chapter 7. Chapter 7 is called, Is That JD and Jay-Z on Three-Way? Let's get into it. I'll trace myself back. I have always been curious about time and timing. One thing about the industry is that you can be in the right place at the right time. You could be at the right place at the wrong time. You could be at the wrong place at the wrong time. You can also be at the wrong place at the right time. Everything happens the way it should. But you have to put thought into decisions you make and try to find the reason for every outcome. Think about the 2004 movie The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher, in which his character is able to travel back in time to prevent certain things from happening, but every time he returns to the present, something different is fucked up. No matter what he does to try and create the perfect scenario, it always has a negative impact on something else. In 2023 Forbes article titled, A Psychologist Makes Sense of the Butterfly Effect in Relationships, psychologist Mark Travers breaks down the manifestations of the butterfly effect in relationships and strategies to navigate its impact. The 3 he lists are emotional echoes, communication, the domino effect, and the decision ripple. Everything happens the way it should because if you change one thing, it'll have a significant impact on everything else. In the decision ripple section, Travelers writes, every decision, no matter how trivial, shapes the trajectory of our lives and the courses of our connections ever so slightly. The butterfly effect is particularly evident in choices related to time, priorities, and commitments, impacting relationships and inadvertently. It's important to place a lot of thought into every decision, especially big decisions. Think about the vibrational effects that could have on everything else in your life or the people you're close with. To explain the dramatic, unexpected effects of small things that might not seem connected but are, in the 1960s, mathematician and meteorologist Edward Lorenz used the example of a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil, causing a tornado in Texas. I think about timing and the butterfly effect when I think about my journey in the music industry. Everything has happened at the time it was supposed to, and how it was supposed to. I place a lot of thought into every industry decision I've made. The industry can be forgiven, but it can also turn against you. One day you can be loved and by everybody, and the next some of your personal business can get out that has nothing to do with anybody or anything. Popular opinion has a way of swaying judgment and how people feel about you. There are more followers than leaders, right? That's just how it goes. Your few leaders will determine which way things are supposed to go, and your followers will follow. I've learned the importance of having a strong moral compass and to ensure I lead with integrity in everything I do. The industry doesn't make this easy. This is why there aren't many people with lengthy careers. There haven't been many people who've been able to say, I'm not going to be able to do it because of the possible ramifications associated with saying no. It's hard for most people. Saying something as simple as, I'm not going to be able to show up or I can't make it, it's hard for most people in the industry. Somebody could know how deep down in their spirit that a certain move will have a lasting negative effect on their career, but may still agree to do it because the money is there, or they don't want to let a certain person down. A lot of people in the industry lack integrity. Hell, a lot of people in life lack integrity. A lot of people don't possess a firm moral base, something that they can turn to or refer to when they find themselves in potentially compromising situations. We spend our lives going through many trials and errors, discovering what does and doesn't work for us. We also spend our lives witnessing how certain decisions made by others have impacted them over time. I watched X make that decision, and in the short term, it worked out for them. But in the long term, it derailed their career. We inadvertently began our cause and effect research when we're just kids. Something might have happened on the grade school playground that shaped who we are today. Character building begins way before we even understand what character is. My moral compass started forming probably before grade school. My parents instilled character in me from the moment I could speak and understand. My pop's teachings have actually become some of the voices in my head. I can actually hear old guidance in his actual tone of voice. The decision we make tally up over time and create a register for us to refer to when we find ourselves needing to make hard decisions. Learning how past decisions have affected us and the people around us help to locate what integrity is. We might say to ourselves, even though this isn't grade school and I'm a grown adult now, the spirit of this situation feels like the spirit of a situation I experienced in 5th grade. And in that situation, I chose option A, which got me suspended and somebody got hurt. This time, I'm going to make another path. God has made us all differently. So the decisions we make in the situations are not necessarily a commentary on the people surrounding the situation. Meaning, people aren't always trying to do you wrong. It's simply knowledge of the self and knowing what works for each of us individually. Knowing knowledge of self. Understand that. In addition to having integrity, we all possess the intuitive voice that should be the first thing we reference when making tough decisions. When something is telling you that a situation is bad for you, you should listen to that voice. One thing I know is that no matter what has happened or what will happen in my career, I'm able to live with it because I've listened to my inner voice, which is God to me, and have led a life of integrity. This is why I can walk around the city of Atlanta without security when I choose to. If you're winning with lack of integrity, as soon as you start losing, people kind of cheer for that. I call it going down the ladder. When you're going up the ladder, you pass people. And when you pass people, you might start talking shit the whole time you're stepping on them. You find yourself saying shit like, watch out, or it's my turn. I've always known there to be more elegant way to move up the ladder, but some people can't help themselves. It's so enticing when you hot to just tell people to get the hell out the way and constantly remind them of how much they're not fucking with you. But when your ass come back down and pass somebody you shitting on, that person probably won't have a hand for you. And I swear I understand all sides. When you never had anything and didn't think you could get to a certain spot, man, there's something about shitting on people that can make us feel good. But doing that can and most likely will bite you in the ass. As far as the industry, it's what Hov, Jay-Z once said. Show them how to move in a room full of vultures. You have alcohol, you have drugs, period. You have vacation, you have stimulation, and you got motivation. One night in 2011, I received a phone call from my brother, the maestro, songwriter, executive producer, entrepreneur, rapper, and studio trapper Jermaine Dupri, JD. Jermaine was raised in Atlanta, so that's how we knew each other. Each time I had gone cold turkey from selling bags, I had enough of that lane. It can only take you so far, as we all know. Dead or in jail, how they say is always going to end up. And I never wanted to be in nobody's grave or back in nobody's cage. I had invested all my energy into rapping and beats. I had already been rapping for some time, but was finally rapping full time. Damn near every night I was either on somebody's stage or in somebody's studio. I had a great rhythm going. The music was becoming becoming an addiction. It's hard to describe how it feels when something begins feeling like a calling. Well, maybe I can try. It's like falling in love. You know how it is when you're falling in love, right? There's the emotional part when your insides start acting all crazy. Then there's the physical part when you always wanting to be around the person no matter what you're going through, no matter what's going on. Then there's the most important part, the spiritual part, the gut feeling or inner voice that tells you even if you're asleep, that's the one. Making music was starting to feel that way. Every day and night that I made music, I kept hearing my inner voice saying to me, that's the one. I had been stepping into my calling and started becoming more recognized in Atlanta. Getting a call from JD was nothing new. We've been cool from the music scene. I had been running in the same circles as a lot of major players. My music and how I move was becoming well respected. When I answered the phone that night, I didn't expect JD to say Hov was feeling your work and wanted to speak with you about a potential record deal. I'm going to bring him in on the phone on three-way if that's cool. Hell yeah, that was cool with me. Hov had long established himself as a giant amongst giants in not only the rap industry but music in general and popular culture. Me and Hov had brushed shoulders from time to time, but I hadn't had any real conversations. There had always been mutual respect, but we didn't really know each other. JD added Hov to the call, and the three of us started talking. It was mostly me and Hov singing each other's praises and discussing how excited we were to possibly work together. It felt like a dream proposition. Hov had been at the top, and that's exactly where I was headed. JD played middleman during the conversation, and the whole time the vibes were incredible. We had a lot in common, from our background in trapping to our charismatic demeanors. Everything seemed right for a minute. I thought I might be signing the deal. We eventually moved on to discussing the time and date to meet and maybe iron out the details of what a deal could look like. This was my time. I was in the right place at the right time, about to sign the right deal. After ironing out the details off the trip, I ended up mentioning I need 2 flights, one for me and one for my dog TeX. TeX had been a DJ and he was my manager at the time. He was one of the first people to believe in me. I'll never forget in one of our first conversations him telling me, "Man, you a star." I responded by saying, "Duh," because it was something I had already known. And even though I had already known I was a star, him telling me meant a lot. By 2011, me and TeX had been through a lot, and I never imagined a situation where we wouldn't eat together. If not for TeX rocking with me and believing in me, Hov wouldn't have even known who I was. When I told Hov I needed 2 flights, he didn't seem to understand why I wanted to bring my DJ to the meeting. At the time, my dog went by DJ TeX. I tried explaining that TeX was more than just my manager. We were a package, 2 brothers. I found myself in one of those difficult situations. Long story short, it didn't end up being a good fit. While it would have been amazing to work with Hov and being connected with the superstardom could have rocketed my career, it would have meant leaving my dog behind. Loyalty has always been an important aspect of how I understand my integrity, my moral compass, who I am as a soul. When I think about all the people who could have just left me behind coming up but didn't, I think about how their loyalty shaped me. I also have my inner voice assuring me there will always be another opportunity for you to get the right deal at the right time, exactly how you want. As much as I had and still have great respect for both JD and Jay-Z, I couldn't leave my dog behind. I had to pass on the meeting. After that incident, I made TeX remove the DJ from his name. I know I made the right decision because on the way everything had turned out for me. I not only have the life I'm supposed to have, but the life I want. I think about the butterfly effect and how my life would have turned out had I taken the deal. What if I took the deal and my disloyalty to my brother TeX ruined our relationship, or we never became the kind of brothers we are now? I made some classic albums and songs that would have never happened because I would have been under a different label. What if the music industry never got I'm Different or Watch Out? Man, that would have been a tragedy. Imagine if the other life had different demands pulling me away from becoming the kind of family man I've grown into. My integrity has always come first, and it always worked for me. I don't live a life of regrets because I understand my voice have been guiding me the entire time, and I've been listening. Just like I was on the three-way with JD and Jay-Z, I'm constantly on three-way with God and those ancestors that look out for me. That was a very, very, very dope chapter. Now listen to me. So again, this chapter is called, Is That JD and Jay-Z on Three-Way? Now, 2 Chainz has always talked about his respect for Jay-Z. He's always talked about how he never had a Jay-Z feature and how he would love a Jay-Z feature, how Jeezy, T.I., Luda, Rick Ross all got features from Jay-Z, but he's like, damn, where my feature coming from? So I know he had a real feeling that he really wanted to do business with Hov, so he can possibly get that feature. I know that's how he felt, but he didn't even want to take the meeting without bringing his dog along. Now, when you think about it, what would you have done? Would you have taken the meeting by yourself, or would you have brought your man along just because you felt like it was right to bring him along? We never know, but 2 Chainz felt like he made the right decision. He chose his integrity and loyalty to his man over going alone and doing business alone. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know what you think. If he made the right decision at that time, or maybe he didn't make the right decision. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you leave a fire down in the comments. We off to the next.